Shalom, shalom. Giving honor and praise to the Most High and His Son Yahushua. Coming to you on another Wednesday class to get edified in the Most High's name. The name of the class is called Praying, Fasting, and Alms. These things right here go one and the same, and you need one thing needs another thing, man, in order for things to work out in our walk. These classes right here, we should be, I know a lot of people should hit on these classes at least 3 to 4 times out of the year of going over praying, fasting, and alms, because these things right here covers the multitude of our walk and the things that we must do in our walk. So it's an important thing that we must have. A lot of times what we trying to control is our flesh and the mindset that we have coming out of the world and being in this walk, because sometimes being in this walk we can get turned around backwards. So it's up to us in by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to get our minds and ourselves prepared to get to this kingdom, man. First precept we're gonna bring out tonight is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. I just want to kind of touch it to ourselves, because me is gonna get me put in the lake of fire if we don't catch a hold of the spirit that we in, because sometimes we don't even know the spirit we in. And a lot of issues we have, it starts up in the top of our minds. Read it up when you get there.
Book of Proverbs chapter 3 verse 20, Sirach chapter 4 verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
Read that again up.
Keep thy heart with all diligence.
It's telling us stay in the spirit. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments with all diligence, man. Read.
For out of it are the issues of life.
Because out of your mind become the issues of life. The things that you have an issue with starts right here in your mind first. And a lot of times when we deal in this walk, the issues that we have, it don't be with other people. It's the things that you have in your mind. It starts right there first. Because a lot of times when brothers and sisters get offended, it starts in your mind, the offense. But if you just wink at ignorance, a lot of the ignorance you wouldn't take as an offense. But some of us take these things as an offense because we don't wink at the ignorance. So these issues starts in your mind. So once it's get in your mind, now you start to bring these things to action. Whether good or bad, you'll bring them to action. So this is the issues of life. It starts in your mind, man. These issues that we have starts right here in our mind. If you have a problem with a brother or sister, your mind gonna tell you, man, I don't like this brother or sister. So then from that point, your actions will start showing that thing. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 3. See, we get a lot of issues that start in our mind first, man. We got to start working on these things, because that's what praying, fasting, and alms come in at. Because the issues that we have in our life, if we're not praying, we're not fasting, if we're not giving alms or putting alms into the church, then a lot of these things you can't combat, because these evil spirits will get on you and overtake you, man. Read that out.
Book of Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3. Commit thy works unto the Lord.
Read.
And thy thoughts shall be established.
So that's how you get your thoughts established. Committing your works to the Most High. Because a lot of us, we don't want to commit our works to the Most High. We commit our works to everything else except the Most High. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments diligently. Seeking the Most High. Reading your Bible. Taking good counsel. A lot of us, we don't like to do this in this walk, because we think sometimes we be above counsel, or we think we read this in the scriptures, then you go right above what the scriptures say, and then you go off, because you trying to find a loophole to justify the things that you want to do, and then that's when the problem come. Now when somebody correct you, now here come the issue that you get in your mind. It said to commit thy works to the Most High, man. And he said, and when you do that, the Most High going to establish your thought. So you ain't got to have no wrong thought about a brother or sister. Because when you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you keeping it diligently. When somebody wrong you, the offense, guess what? You can wink at their ignorance and it won't be an offense to you. But guess what? When you see a person got an issue all the time, and you see that it's got problems, guess what? A lot of these people, they not working in the right spirit, man. It is what it is. Because if the Most High was directing, it was establishing your thoughts, then you wouldn't be thinking an issue with your brother or an issue with your sister.
And that's the purpose for counsel, man. If somebody is offended, they got a right to sort things out. People take it the wrong way. But if you had a problem with somebody, you'll want to get it sorted out properly too. But when you on the side of making the offense, you the one don't want to do it. And that don't make no sense. That's why people don't want to go to counsel or do counsel. It's literally talking out and going through the scriptures on how to fix the problem. There ain't nobody above counsel. Because if you offend somebody, that means you broke the law. So you ain't nobody above no counsel. Because you ain't finna tell the Most High, oh Lord, you know what, I don't need no counsel. And he gonna handle you.
And then and a lot of times, even in their offense, like you saying, when people offend you, that means you breaking the law against somebody. You breaking the law. People saying, "Oh, that brother did shalom." That's not an offense. That's personal. That's not an offense. You just feeling something. Okay, they didn't shalom you. Okay, they miss you this time. Okay, well they stopped with he shalom me in 2 weeks. Okay, I ain't got no problem with that person. They got a problem. They need to come talk to me. If you stop shalom me, okay, that's fine. Okay. But what law did they break because they didn't shalom you?
And then on top of that, if we above counsel, how can we fix a problem in our nation?
Real, man.
If I'm too big to be dealing with an offense that I did to somebody, how will we ever fix the problems in our nation? That's what's wrong with our nation now. Everybody too big for counsel. Can't nobody say nothing to nobody. I don't need you saying nothing to me. It's my business. But the whole problem is when we intertwine together, it's our business. You think somebody want to waste their time, sit up here hearing some bull crap that they know is bull crap, for somebody to turn around and say, I don't need no counsel. You think I want to waste my time? But the fact of the matter is, we all intertwine together when we doing this thing right here. If you don't want to be intertwined and have to deal with what, like, ain't no heads getting chopped off. We talking about stuff. But if you don't want to be going to counsel and sorting out problems, then don't do nothing.
See, because, and this is the key factor why we need to have counsel. And this is because, let's just scripture talk, man. Matter of fact, let's go to Exodus right quick, man. Chapter 20 and verse 18. This is the reason why the Most High sets up counsel. Scriptures say, they say what they say, man. Because if you think the Most High will come off, man, look here, man. Just the sound of his voice, man, we don't even want to hear that, man. How in the hell you think he gonna come down here and then go deep, man? Guess what, man? Negroes need to shake that, man. Exodus 20 and 18 right quick, all right.
Exodus 20 and 18. And all the people saw the thunder and the lightning.
Now, these are the people, they want to talk to the Most High. They thought they was tough enough to talk to the Most High. And they was tough. They was real tough. This is what Israel think. When they don't need no counsel, they think can't no man tell me nothing, and they ain't trying to do that. Guess what? These are people thought they was tough enough to talk to the Most High. Read,
And all the people saw the thunders and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet.
Read.
And the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off.
So when they seen the Most High start bringing the noise, they wanted to hear from the Most High, but when he started bringing the noise, they removed their ass far off then, though. Read.
And they said unto Moses.
So what they say to Moses? Because Moses was the mediator, and they thought it was a joke when Moses was talking, man. Read.
Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us.
Read.
Lest we die.
So if God, that's why they understood that you supposed to have counsel. Because if you don't, and the Most High deal with you, your ass is finna die. There's no in between with him. It's no wavering. If he said it, this is finna happen, man. Read on.
And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be, before your faces, that ye sin not. So this is why the Most High should make sure that he has a mediator. That's why he's sending a whole kind of mediators down to make sure that you're on the right track. Because if he have to, guess what? If you want him to step in, oh, you more than welcome.
Y'all don't, guess what, even care the people in here, if you don't feel like you need counsel, have at it. But don't come running over here after this thing goes sour on you. Guess what? Counsel is here. We trying to stick our hands out to try to help. Sometimes brothers and sisters don't want them things, man. Let's go to Romans chapter 8 and verse 5. That's fine. That's fine. Hey, that's fine.
That's what we're here to do. We're here to nation build. And like we say, so guess what? Parents, y'all can't get it right. Guess what? That's what leadership is for. We here to nation build, man. Like back in the day, in the time, we built the nation on everybody, man. Like you said, you get your butt whooped by 4 or 5 people before you even got to the house. Mm-hmm. We nation building, man. Husband, wife can't get. Hey, come to count. That's what it's for. See, a lot of people don't believe the report, though. That's the thing about it. That's the big thing about it. A lot of people don't believe the report. You know what I'm saying? Like we tell you, we are here for a reason, man. But a lot of people don't believe the report.
But that's fine too, because guess what? We gonna continue to keep doing this walk, and we know. Guess what? We say that we ain't gonna. Guess what? You gonna have to bring. You gonna keep on bringing it to us, and we gonna keep on bringing you the scriptures. That's all we're gonna do. Well, we gave you counsel. You didn't take the counsel. So this right here is gonna happen next. Well, I don't believe it. Okay, then something else happened. Then we gonna go back to the scripture. Well, you didn't take the counsel on this. You didn't take the counsel on this. This right here is gonna happen next. And we're gonna constantly keep showing you what's gonna happen next. And guess what? And everything we say is gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Brothers ain't up there just talking. It ain't just talking. It's because a lot of times brothers being led by the flesh and they can't understand it. And when brothers being led by the flesh, that's what you get. Read that out.
Romans chapter 8, verse 5. Mm-hmm. For they that are after the flesh, like it. Go from the top. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
Read that again now.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
That's why you can say, "Ooh, this sister didn't shalom me," and you feel some type of way because you are carnal as hell. That's why you can, "Who brother didn't shalom me?" Guess what? He just didn't shalom me. Okay, y'all. Okay. You mind those things because you got a carnal mind state, man. Walk in the spirit, man. It ain't no bother to me when you walking in the spirit. Read on up.
But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
Because that's when you know. That's what, man. That's why the Most High tell us to wink at ignorance, man. When you understand, when you in the spirit, you ain't got to worry about those things, man. Those things don't bother you no more, man. But a lot of times people let so many things bother them because they walking so damn much into the flesh that they can't even see that they walking into the flesh and they not using spirit, man. We supposed to be in this walk, and this is a spiritual type of walk. We in a spiritual war, and you thinking carnal, it's not finna work out for you very long, man. How long do you think brothers can walk in this dang on truth? Brothers been walking in this truth a year and 2 years and 3 years. Think you can walk in this truth and keep having a carnal mind state? You can't do it. Nobody survived having a carnal mind state. Nobody. We see how many brothers and sisters we done seen lead this truth because they thought that they can bring the world inside of this walk, and it did not work for them. We done seen hundreds of brothers, man, thousands of brothers, man, leave out the walk because they did not think that they thought they could brought this world in this walk, and they could continue to keep doing this. And Most High gave them grace after grace after grace until they found themselves. Well, you see them walking down the street. Man, I don't believe that Bible. Like, brother, I know you ain't smoking, brother. Man, you know what I mean? Don't try to talk to me. Don't say nothing to me. Then we rebuke the brother, come back next week. Man, y'all was right. Then he come back the next week. He worse than he was that week before. He drugged out. And then he come back, man, y'all humble the next week. Then the next time we see him, he laid out on the curb like a homeless person, man. Stuff get worse and worse. People think that you can walk like this. You can't, man.
So we telling somebody something. We ain't telling you from our own beliefs or feelings. We telling you what we done experienced. We telling you what the scriptures say and what we done experienced with our own lives, man. What we done seen with our own eyes. So we just giving warning. We giving warning. Whenever that's it. I don't know why brothers take it like These niggas in my business, bro, I don't care to be in your business.
It's not gonna profit us nothing.
I promise you, I could care less about being in your business. But we got a job to do. This is a job. And brothers is on the job when you saying you a servant of the Most High God. That's the whole thing to it. This ain't your worldly life that you doing. This is work.
This is work.
So when we up in here, we at work. The soldiers at work, the officers at work, the sisters at work, the children should even be at work, man. This is work. So it's basically when you come in the council, just like when you come to see the supervisor, and he giving you warning. Say, man, this is what the handbook say right here. You might not want to do that no more. Da 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 da. Now what they ain't saying, oh nigga, you better listen to you better listen to the Bible, because you gotta remember, we want the best for all of us in here. So to have the attitude, especially when we supposed to be big brothers, I don't need no counsel, I don't want your counsel. Check this out.
Say la vie.
Say la vie. It's fine by me.
Fine by
It's
me.
your life. But we know what we know, just like the scriptures say what they say. We know what we know, man. We ain't seen brothers bugged out of this truth, man, that was riding right side by side with us. Because they thought that they can outthink the Bible. Bruh, we not there. We just not there. Well, we think we know, we not there. Especially when you I got it. I got this one right here. But you got 4 or 5 brothers telling you the same thing. Nah, bro. I know, I see what I see. All right, bro.
Go ahead. That's why we say go ahead. Read the
precept real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Let me get Sirach chapter 32. Let me get a couple of them right quick. Sirach chapter 32, verse 19. And brothers should have these precepts, because even with counsel, like we say, these things is to give brothers experience, because Lord's will, brothers will be in trading places and have to give that same counsel as well. So brothers need the experience on how to counsel as well. You know, starting with your own position. Read that up.
Sirach 32 and 19. Do nothing without advice.
So even the scriptures tell us to do nothing without advice. Read on up.
And when thou hast once done, repent not.
And when you have once done it, you get the counsel. You don't want to go back and repent for that same thing. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're taking the counsel and making sure that it's profitable unto your everyday walk. Give me another precept right quick. Give me Tobit chapter 4, verse 18.
No, go ahead.
You heard that?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Spirit, man.
Book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 18. Ask counsel of all that are wise.
So brothers should be wanting counsel. Sisters should be wanting counsel on certain things. Like I say, on any type of things, man. If it's relating to the scriptures, read on.
And despise not any counsel that is profitable.
And we know that the wise is brothers that's keeping the commandments. That's what being wise is. Read on up. Read that again from the top.
Tobit, chapter 4, verse 18. Ask counsel of all that are wise, and despise not any counsel that is profitable.
And don't despise the counsel that is profitable. You want to, like we say, take the counsel and apply it to your everyday life and help you to grow in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So you can be better than where you was before that day. And then just properly going through the scriptures. Go ahead, Op.
Let's go back to Romans right quick. Start at verse 5 again. Just read on down.
Romans 8:5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
And that's what we was explaining just a minute ago. You ain't got to worry about brothers don't shalom you. Okay, all okay. Because if you was in the flesh of mindset, you a mind that damn this brother didn't shalom. Guess what, man? We got to wink at ignorance now, man. And knowing that we know the truth, man. Read.
But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
The days of the spirit. That's what we must do. Stay our butts in the spirit, man. Read on.
For to be carnally minded is death.
Read that again, out.
For to be carnally minded is death.
Because a lot of people doing things carnal, they don't know that they walking in death. They walking straight in death. You can be literally deaf or you can be spiritually deaf when you walk in carnal minded. Brothers is trying to keep brothers in the spirit, and the thing is, examine the situation. Every situation that we get in, we must examine these things, man, to see if we're walking in the right spirit, man. A lot of times we don't do these things. We get in this walk and we don't examine anything. We just, how I feel. But make sure how you feel line up with the Bible. Because don't make the Bible try to line up with how you feel, because the Bible never line up with how you feel. You got to make your lifestyle fit the Bible, not the Bible fit your lifestyle, because it's never going to work. When you go outside the boundaries of how the Bible tell you do it, it's a guaranteed fail. Nothing's in these prophecies in this Bible have failed. So if you go outside of the prophecies, or you go outside of anything outside of this Bible, it's going to fail. So the things is, if you're doing things out of the order, it's going to fail. If you're doing things properly in how the Bible tells you to do it, you got a guarantee that it's going to work. Read on up.
Verse 6, for to be carnally minded is death.
Read.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Because that's what we looking for. To stay in to be walking in life and in peace, man. This is the mindset we want to be in, man. Read on.
For to be Sirach, verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God.
Read that again, up.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God.
Because when you go against the scripture, this is an enemy against the Most High God, man. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. When you go outside the scriptures and doing the thing in the order that you want it to be, it's not going to work. That's why brothers looking at when we look at certain things, and like a lot of times brothers can't see the way that we handle these things. But when we see how the scriptures is setting up, and how brothers, and when we see how brothers and sisters take on the situations that they take on, then when it don't line up, we give brothers and sisters counsels on based on their actions and based what we see in the scriptures. That's how you give counsel to brothers and sisters when you're in this walk. You got to look at their actions, and we see if their actions line up with the scriptures, and we can be able to say, no, brother, that's off, or sister, that's off, because right here, this is right here in this scripture right here, it tells you this and it tells you this, and you went and did this, so that doesn't line up with this, so it's not going to work. That's simple. Read.
Verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be.
It said neither. It says not. This is not. It says no sense. It's not of my law or your deeds that you established. It's not going to be. It's not, because a lot of time. Matter of fact, go 2 Corinthians right quick, 13. Then we're gonna get ready to go into this praying and fast. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. Because we think a lot. We think in this. We think in our walk that, shoot, man, even something. I mean, because you know how we want to do it so big. Sometimes, shit, we leave the room. Everybody's supposed to stop breathing. Like the walk gonna stop. Whether you make the choice to do the right thing, or whether you make the choice to do the wrong thing. Guess what? This walk gonna continue to keep rolling, man. It's two sides to the coin, man. Go ahead. What you say, Doc?
I said, come.
It's gonna keep going. Guess what? If all of us in here give up, and we all say we going back to the world, every one of us in here, y'all think this walk ain't gonna start? Keep on going? This thing must go on, man. It must go on, man, until everything be fulfilled, man. It must go on, man. Rulership gonna go back to Israel, whether we like it or not. Guess what? Esau is gonna be wiped out the planet after 1,000 years of our reign. He gonna be wiped. It's gonna happen. Guess what? Men gonna be in order. Guess what? Women gonna be in order. Guess what? The children gonna be in order when the king come back. It's gonna happen. There's nothing we can do to stop this thing, man. These prophecy is set. The only thing we can do is walk and try to keep the commandments and try to help brothers and sisters to keep the commandments. That's all we can do, man. Read that up.
2 Corinthians 13 and 8. For we can do nothing against the truth.
Read.
But for the truth.
That's the only thing you can do for this truth. Because you can't do nothing against this truth, man. The only thing you can do is make your election sure, man. I can try to get in the what you call the Christians say, the Lamb's Book of Life. That's the only thing we try to do. It's just try to make our election sure. But if you want to pick the other side, the Most High said, I don't care either. I don't care if you pick it. I don't care if you be hot. He said, and I don't care if you be cold. But you're not going to play both sides. you gonna have to pick a side. He don't give a damn which side you pick. You don't want to do what I tell you to do. Pick a side, buddy.
Classic Israelites too.
Classic.
Classic.
That's a classic.
So we know what we supposed to do, and we still gotta make it hard for ourselves.
Read on up.
Verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. For we are glad when we are weak, and ye are strong.
Because sometimes, brothers, you know, a lot of times we don't want to take the weak route though. In this walk, we don't want to take we don't want to be made look. We don't want to look bad. None of us want to look bad. But guess what, man? Sometimes it's good to take the humble route, man. Yeah, man, bro, you won. My bad, you won. You gotta let them make it, man. Who I'm trying to prove something to myself? I'm gonna prove something to the next brother or sister. Cause I had to talk bad. Don't make me talk bad to this be who you gonna prove something to? Who you trying to prove something to? You need to be trying to prove something to the Most High. Don't be trying to prove nothing to yourself. You try to prove it to the Most High. That's what we working on, man. Read on up.
For we are glad when we are weak, and ye are strong.
Read.
And this also we wish, even your perfection.
Even in your perfection, man. Read on.
Therefore I write these things being absent, lest being present I should use sharpness, according to the power which the Lord had given me, to edification and not to destruction.
You see, because that's what we supposed to be doing. What we doing in this walk, we using our lives as edification, but not destruction for people, man. Our lives is an instrument. This is why we make our life as a living sacrifice. That's why praying and fasting in alms is so pivotal to our walk, because we're making our life as a living sacrifice for the whole nation, man, for the world, man. Our bodies, like Christ gave himself for us, now we must give ourselves for our people now, man. Making an example on how we supposed to walk, showing the world how perfect we must be in God's law, statutes, and commandments on how to make it to the kingdom, man. This is how we supposed to be making ourselves, not walking against this flesh, because when we in the flesh, we got the mindset of the flesh. But when we walking in the spirit, then we know the Most High God is walking with us, man. That's how we build ourselves up, man, in this walk. We don't want to bring destruction to somebody. We want to bring the edification to somebody. Because when the actions we make, people, no matter how you think you doing, every detail of your walk, somebody watching you. Somebody is watching you. You might live by yourself and go home by yourself, but you going somewhere where somebody is watching every detail of what you're doing. And they trying to see if you're going to keep that up, like, damn, he really walk like that. He really do that. Or she really does that. So when somebody comes say something to you, and they be like, well, such and such, then guess what? The person that was watching you, was like, no, she don't do that. Or no, he don't do that. No, he be about that Bible. I see him read the Bible every day. No, he don't do that. People around you will take up for you because they see, like, no, you can't play with them like that. Or they, no, you can't play with her like that, because people, you might not think they watching you, but they watching you all the time. We don't want to be the destruction, man, for our people, man. We want to be for the edifying of our people. See the Most High God in us, man. That's what we want, man, in this walk. Let's go to Tobit chapter 12, man, verse 8. We want to be for the edification, man, for our nation. That's what we working on, man. Edification for our nation, man. Not the downfall or the destruction of our nation, man. When we get there, let's read that movie.
Tobit chapter 12 verse 8. Prayer is good with fasting and alms.
Read that again.
Prayer is good with fasting and alms.
Now it's saying prayer is good with fasting and alms, man. And we know, especially in these last days, on how this world going, man. Man, if you ain't got them prayers behind you, man, and you ain't fasting, and you ain't doing no alms for the church, or you ain't doing no alms for the nation, it's a lost cause, man. These things one and the same, man. And when we gonna go through the scriptures and let God be true and let every man be a liar, because all these things go one and the same. Prayer, fasting, and alms, you got to be doing all of these things. This is a part of our walk that we must be doing, man.
And the next part.
And righteousness.
Read that again out.
And righteousness.
And doing righteousness and following God's laws. It said prayer, fasting, and doing God's laws, statutes, and commandments. One and the same. These things are one and the same, man. We don't.
A little with righteousness
Mm-hmm.
is better than much with unrighteousness.
It says a little with righteousness is better than much unrighteousness, man. Read.
It is better to give alms
Mm-hmm.
than to lay up gold.
Read that again.
It is better to give alms than to lay up gold.
It says it's better to give alms than lay up gold. And we finna dive. We're gonna dive into them alms. We're gonna dive into them alms too, because we're gonna dive into them prayers. We're gonna dive into them fastings, because this part of the walk. We're gonna go let the King talk, man. Let's go to Matthew chapter 6, man. Let Yahushua talk out his own mouth. And see what he say about these things, man. Matthew chapter 6. In verse 1. Start from the top, man.
The book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men.
Read that again now.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men.
She said, take heed that you do not your alms before men. Whatever you do, guess what? If ever you do giving your alms or doing your charity, this ain't, you don't want to be seen, man. Guess what? If you doing it out your heart, do it truly out your heart, man. I'm gonna wait till the crowd come, then here you go, brother. Or here you go, sister. Nah, you don't roll like that, man. Don't do your arms before men, man. Read.
To be seen of them.
Do what up?
To be seen of them.
To be seen of them, man. Read.
Otherwise, ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
He said, otherwise you have no rewards your Father which is in heaven, man. Read.
Therefore, when thou doest thine alms,
Uh-huh.
do not sound a trumpet before thee.
Yeah, man, you know what it's saying. You want to make a lot of noise. You want to be seen. That's why you see so many rappers in entertainment. They so happy. And hey, take a picture of me giving this to the people in the hood. Come on, man. That ain't doing no good for our people, man. Read.
Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee,
Mm-hmm.
as the hypocrites do
At
in
the
the
who?
synagogue, as the hypocrites do
Mm-hmm.
in the synagogue
Mm-hmm.
and in the streets,
Read.
that they may have glory of men.
So then, a lot of times, that's what people want to do. They do alms. They want to go. Yeah, we've been on block people. They try to, here you go, brother. We tell them every week we ain't got no damn collection plate out there. We ain't ask y'all for a dime. Just bring your time, man, to the Most High God, man. Read.
But when thou doest alms,
Mm-hmm.
did I see really?
Nope.
Sirach. Verily I say unto you,
What?
they have their reward.
He said they have their rewards. That's all the reward that they get, man. So when you see entertainers and actors on there, and they want to sound the trumpet and make all this noise and showing all these people how good they doing for the community, they want to make. Guess what? They say reward. Most I just show you don't even know where they got their reward, man. Read up.
But when thou doest alms,
Uh-huh.
let not thy left hand know what thy right hand
He
doeth.
said, but when you doing alms, man, this is supposed to be. It's basically just going into when I give my alms. Guess what? Let it give. I'm gonna give it to it genuinely, man. I don't need to go tell somebody, hey, man, baby girl, I'm finna go in here and give $200 to the alms. No, whatever you feel that the Most High tell you to do, that's what you do, man. All the time we get stuck on. Cause men, guess what, man? Israel men, we need approval. We looking for approval. This your approval right here. Go to the scriptures, man. And if everything else fail and you can't find it in the Old Testament, you can't find, guess what? Go to Christ, see what Christ said. And then see what Christ got it from, and then matches up. Okay, then Christ said, oh, that's why Christ said this. Or if I ain't got to understand, guess what? Seek counsel, and we'll go to the scriptures, man. We don't know.
But when thou doest alms,
Mm-hmm.
let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth.
Read.
That thine alms may be in secret,
Mm-hmm.
and thy Father which seeth in secret himself
Read.
shall reward thee
He
openly.
said, shall reward thee openly, man. Let's go to Mark chapter. I got a whole bunch of precepts. Beat the round drum. No, go ahead, Doc.
It's about 4 precepts.
I got about 17 of them.
Luke 18. You got that? 10.
Yeah.
You want to hold off on?
Keep going.
You want to go to Mark?
No, you go ahead. I mean, it's the same thing.
That's why I was saying the same.
Yeah. Let's go to Mark. I like Mark.
Mark what?
Mark chapter 12,
Mark chapter 12.
41. This one you like yours.
Mark 12 and 41?
Yeah, 41.
I got a lot of precepts. The book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 41. And Yahweh sat over against the treasury, and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich cast in much.
Read that again out.
And Yahweh sat over against the treasury, and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich cast in much.
So he said Christ said he sitting watching these people, they was putting their money in treasury. And there's a people that were rich, they would put in a whole bunch, man. Read on.
And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mits, which make a farthing.
Read.
And he called unto him his disciples, and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury.
See, now Christ saying, look, all these people, they put all these big arms in there. But this one woman, man, that was a widow, man. She came and she barely had anything. And she gave him just like mitts, basically like giving 2 pennies. That's all she had. Say $2. That's all she had, man. And she gave it over. She gave it to the Most High because she wants for the Most High to lay up some treasure, man. Read on up.
44. For all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living.
See, but the thing is with her, she cast in. They might have cast in all. They might have cast in a lot.
Yeah,
but this woman,
she
went all in with the Most High, man. So the thing is, in the point, who are you doing it for? Is you doing it for you, or you doing it for the Most High? Who are we doing this for, man? Who are we doing on for? Are we doing it for the Most High? Are we doing it for the show? We doing it for the maintenance of the building? Who are we doing these things for, man? Let's go to Matthew. You want to bring yours out? Luke 18.
Sure.
Don't bring it down. I'll go to Matthew. Lord, because I'm going to put out
it's still good.
Show you how to get it home, boy.
You know, we just touching on that being a hypocrite in alms and fasting. You want to tell somebody, you want to be seen of it. Parable. Luke 18:10.
The book of Luke. Book of St. Luke, chapter 18 and verse 10. 2 men went up into the temple to pray. The one a Pharisee, and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself. Yah, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican.
So you got the Pharisee. Woo, Lord, thank you. I ain't like these other. Just out there big talking. I ain't like these other niggas, boy. These other niggas out there, boy, they don't come give you nothing. I give you the money. I give you my time. Oh, I think that I ain't like them. Read on.
Verse 12. I fast twice in the week.
Man, I don't fast once for you, Lord, but I give you 2 of them. 2 fast. That's what I got for you. Read on.
I give tithes of all that I possess.
Oh yeah, money ain't nothing. Fine jewelry, gold, whatever. I give you all that. Read on.
And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, Yah, be merciful to me, a sinner.
God, be merciful to me. The publican just said, he can even look in his eyes, man. We just show your love for a sinner, man. Lord, just help a sinner, man. Read on.
I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other.
So this publican went to the house more justified than that Pharisee. Why? Because we just read in Matthew, and he said, "Don't be giving all your alms in need of want of somebody to see you." He want to be all talkative about what he did, how much he put in, how many times he fasted. Like Jerubbaal say, who you doing it for? Are you doing it to be seen of men, or are you doing it to try to get to the kingdom? Read on.
And I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
So that's the kicker right there. The be and all be. Everyone that exalted himself. You exalting yourself right now, you're gonna be brought down to low when it come down when the king come back. But when you humble yourself right now, those are the ones that's gonna make it. That's why he say endure to the end. That's why he say the righteous gonna scarcely make it in. Because a lot of people gonna get this pride on them, man. A lot of people gonna get this pride on them. They gonna want to keep talking about what they did instead of showing their actions. Because the Lord said, you show me by actions. You're away by your actions, man.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 19. Verse 18. We'll start at verse 16. Matthew 19:16. Get y'all reading.
Matthew 19:16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good things shall I do, that I may have eternal life?
Read.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
So this man asked Christ, man, what did I have to do to make it to the kingdom? And he called him good master. But guess what? He said, well, none good but one. Talking about which is the Most High God. But he just made it so simple, man. If you want to get the kingdom, keep the commandments, man. This is simple. Read on.
He said unto him, which Yahweh said, Thou shalt do no murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Read.
Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So Yahweh just basically kind of just pull a couple things out that he should be able, that he telling them to do, or kind of just basically giving them a few commandments. Watch what the young man said. Read on.
The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from what lack I yet? Yahweh said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect,
read.
Go and sell that thou hast to the poor.
Read.
And thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come and follow me.
So he said, look, man, okay then. If you did all that, go sell everything you got. Go give it to the poor then. He said, so when you give them alms, you're gonna have treasures in heaven. And that's what we working on to do, to lay up treasure which is in heaven. This is our job when we do alms, to lay up treasure. So we must be trying to lay up our treasure with the kingdom of heaven, man. We don't get caught up in this worldly stuff, man, in our lust and our deeds.